Boleh kita kenalan dulu ya barangkali sama teman-teman yang sudah hadir di sini. Hai semuanya, selamat sore. Dari mana aja ini kira-kira? Aku live dari Tangerang di Indonesia. Oh, dari Bekasi. Hai Galis. Selamat sore. Oke.
Halo Emma, dari Ambon ya Emma?
Oh, hai Emma.
Dari Ambon, Timur Indonesia. Salam.
Thank you so much.
Halo, sama.
Terima kasih sudah datang.
Ada Lisa.
Ya, terima kasih.
Hai guys.
Hai Ninin.
Lizzie
Oke,
lagi
kita akan mulai
Medan.
dalam 1 menit lagi ya. Kita akan
Medan
menunggu
represent.
Hai.
Oh, nice. Zelia, hi Ze.
Halo Kak Zel.
Representing Timor Leste, Kak Ze.
Yes.
Wah.
Yes.
Halo everyone, apa kabar semua?
Baik.
Baik.
Halo.
Oke lah.
Oke, ini sudah pukul 3 menit. Kita mulai saja semuanya. Oke, selamat sore, selamat siang teman-teman semua. Selamat datang dalam acara Open Mic virtual dengan tema Of the Heart and Holy. Terima kasih kepada para peserta dan teman-teman semua yang sudah hadir dalam ruang virtual Zoom dan YouTube hari ini. Acara ini dipersembahkan oleh Klub Buku dan Komunitas Baca.Rasa.Dengar dan Unmasked Poetry, serta didukung oleh Kedutaan Besar Amerika Serikat. Baca.Rasa.Dengar adalah sebuah komunitas inklusif bagi para pembaca yang memiliki minat dalam literasi dan berpikir kritis. Komunitas ini didirikan tahun 2015, telah mengadakan berbagai sesi diskusi, dan mengundang penulis antara lain Ayu Utami, Reda Gaudiamo, Michelle Tanmizi, dan Terence Ward. Baca.Rasa.Dengar juga telah menyelenggarakan virtual festival tahun lalu pada tahun 2021. Perkenalkan, saya Iva yang akan bertindak sebagai MC di sore hari ini. Sebelum dimulai, saya ingin mengajak teman-teman untuk mengikuti house rules dalam acara ini, yaitu yang pertama, selama durasi acara ini, teman-teman diharapkan untuk memastikan mikrofonnya berada dalam kondisi mute, kecuali dipersilakan oleh MC dan host. Yang kedua, mohon untuk tidak mengisi kolom chat dengan pesan-pesan spam, yaitu menuliskan pesan-pesan yang berisi ujaran kebencian atau menuliskan komentar yang berisi menyerang seseorang berdasarkan ras, gender, agama, kepercayaan, orientasi seksual, maupun identitas. So, without further ado, now I would like to invite the U.S. Embassy representative, Mr. Leo Jilk, to give an opening remark. To Mr. Jilk, the screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Aoife. My name is Leo Jilk. I'm the Assistant Cultural Affairs Attaché at the U.S. Embassy in Jakarta. And I work on programs and professional exchanges at the embassy. I'm so happy to be here representing the embassy at this spoken word poetry open mic. It's a fantastic collaboration that we have with Unmasked and Baca.Rasa.Dengar book club. And also it's my first spoken word poetry open mic that I'm attending in Indonesia, and I think online virtually. So I'm very excited about it. This afternoon's event is part of the embassy's annual Ramadan outreach series of programs and events. The goal of these events is to share positive values that are shared between Americans and Indonesians. So Ramadan, the holy month, the special month that upholds values of social justice, generosity, self-reflection, and patience, is particularly important in Indonesia and in the United States because we share these values. And as we express and pursue our own spirituality through this event and throughout this month, we also honor members of all faiths and communities who are embarking on that same quest. And we do this in the spirit of Ramadan and in the name of tolerance, understanding, and harmony. And it's exciting also for us to use the vessel of spoken word poetry to celebrate those values and this experience. It's a form of art which is very accessible to many writers. It allows us to express our thoughts directly and personally. And I know this because I've written and studied poetry for many years myself. And I think it's one of our most immediate and powerful art forms. And of course, the paintbrush of poetry and spoken word art, of course, is the human voice. And I hope that we're going to hear poems that are inspiring for all of us this afternoon. Finally, I want to thank Ina and friends from Baca.Rasa.Dengar Book Club, who have been a great partner in collaborative programs for us. And I want to thank Unmasked Poetry for your collaboration after a long pause due to the pandemic, and happy birthday to Unmasked Poetry this afternoon. We'll also have a video by a brilliant American poet, Shole Wolpe, tonight, who will share from her own new book. So warm welcome to all attendees this afternoon. Have a terrific time. And to all those observing Ramadan, Salamat Berpuasa, Ramadan Kareem, and have a wonderful iftar later on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jill, for your warm remark. Thank you so much. Sekarang saya ingin mengundang teman-teman semua untuk menyalakan kamera untuk foto bersama. So I would like to invite you to turn on your camera so we can take a pictures together before we begin the event. Can you please open your camera, please? Let's take a picture together.
Okay, there are two slides,
Okay,
so
tolong
we
dibantu, Kak
will
Ina.
take both slides first. Okay, yeah, first slide ya. 1, 2, 3. Oke, sekali lagi. Masih slide 1 ya, sekali lagi 1, 2, 3. Slide 2. 1, 2, 3. Sekali lagi, 1, 2, 3. Okay, over to you, Iva.
Thank you, Kak Ina. Oke, terima kasih kawan-kawan yang sudah menyalakan kamera. Baik, sebelum masuk ke acara utama kita, saya ingin mengundang teman-teman dari Unmasked Poetry yang akan memandu jalannya Open Mic kali ini. Unmasked Poetry Open Mic merupakan sebuah komunitas puisi yang didirikan pada tahun 2015. Komunitas ini aktif menyelenggarakan pertunjukan puisi yang bebas diikuti dan dihadiri siapa saja. Kini, Unmasked memiliki sister communities yang memfasilitasi pementasan puisi di berbagai kota. Ya, antara lain di Bali, Unspoken, kemudian Unveiled di Yogyakarta, dan Undisputed di Surabaya. Bagi teman-teman yang ingin mengenal lebih lanjut tentang Unmasked, bisa memfollow akun Instagramnya di @unmasked_openmic. Acara hari ini juga sekaligus menjadi momen perayaan ulang tahun Unmasked yang ke-7. Selamat ulang tahun Unmasked. Semoga komunitasnya semakin besar dan bisa mengadakan lebih banyak event lagi. Sekarang saya akan mengundang Kak Upi serta Kak Putri, Kak Ayu untuk memulai acara kita pada siang hari ini. To Kak Upi, Kak Putri, and Kak Ayu, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Iva. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Upi, Ayu, come on, your mics, please.
Okay, I'm here.
I know that on the flyer it says that the host is me, but actually, I'd like all of my friends from Unmasked. Chloe is also here today. I'm so glad to see you again, Chloe. Your hair is gondrong.
Mana Chloe?
So great.
We haven't seen each other
Great to
in
be
a
able
while,
to
yeah.
gather again and make an event. This is our first event after COVID season, yeah, guys.
Yes.
And it's our first online event. For you guys who've never participated in unmasked open mics before. We usually held it in different venues each time, and anyone can join basically, but there's only one requirement, that the poem has to be your own original work. That's the only thing. But we don't have any rules whatsoever. Ayu, Koi, Upi, anything you want to add?
Ay, atau Kowi?
Koi?
Diam semua nih. I guess we're very happy to see all of you here. We see familiar faces. Ya, ada Bumi, ada di sini Lisa, and ada Jane. Janice, where are you? I saw Janice and the Virginia. And then ada Mbak Emma, ada Firnita, semuanya. Yang belum nyalain kamera juga. Mbak Indira ada, aku kenal. Ya, banyak lah. Waduh itu keren banget. Udah backgroundnya Mbak Indira udah siap nih kayak baca puisi ya. Ya, terus buat teman-teman Baca.Rasa.Dengar udah bikin event ini jadi kenyataan gitu ya. 2 tahun pandemi nggak ngapa-ngapain. Ya.
Mudah-mudahan sih ke beberapa this will be a start ya. This will be a revival like a phoenix, in a sense that there has been a hiatus and there has been times we spend on probably other things that we have to take care of in life, maybe not so much penmanship or penwomanship or whatever pen gender affiliation people are very comfortable with, and then there are times when we would share our thoughts as well, dan mudah-mudahan kedepannya bisa lebih banyak lagi ada acara-acara, jadi seru lah, mudah-mudahan bisa ketemu lagi dan next time not in Zoom. Gitu.
Yes.
Koi, gimana Ko? Is there anything you'd like to share?
Yes, sorry, I was looking for to replace my virtual background tadi awalnya. Ini virtual
Hai
background.
Papa Kowi.
Hi guys, so it's nice to meet you guys again, everyone. Meskipun masih online ya, some familiar faces. Senang banget akhirnya kita bisa ngadain acara ini. Dan harapannya sih semoga dalam tahun ini ya, insya Allah kita bisa bikin acara offline lagi, terus kita bisa temu kangen and having fun on stage. Dan good luck buat semuanya pada performance hari ini. Semoga menyalurkan emosi-emosi yang selama ini terpendam mungkin yang ditulis di atas kertas ya. Semoga bisa dirasakan ya, dibaca dan juga didengar sama yang lain. Good luck everyone.
Mungkin untuk pertama kita mulai dulu dari kita akan langsung share. Pertama kita akan dengan performance yang recorded, unfortunately, karena nggak bisa datang langsung sepertinya dari Amerika Serikat. Sholeh Wolpe, dia sekarang spend time di Barcelona dan Los Angeles, dan unfortunately untuk sore hari ini kebetulan lagi di LA, jadi waktunya sangat the time difference is not making it possible, as well as the scheduling for attendance in live, tapi beliau sudah menyediakan video, jadi mudah-mudahan kita bisa langsung lihat aja, dan hopefully that could inspire also more poetry this evening. Sholeh Wolpe juga baru meluncurkan bukunya berjudul Abacus of Loss, one of the compilations of poems inspired by her life in Iran and also her reading on various Iranian poets. So let's hear out from Sholeh Wolpe. Mungkin bisa minta bantuan teman-teman BRD untuk nyalakan videonya. Enjoy.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sholeh Wolpe. It's my pleasure to be here with you. Today, I'm going to present a few poems from my new book, The Abacus of Loss. What the book is constructed like an abacus. Each chapter is a rod of an abacus, and each rod contains a number of beads. At each bead advances the story in braided prose and poetry, which manifests itself then in concrete and abstract and represents the outer state and the inner state of the narrator. And in this way, by the time you get to the end of the book, you have become part of the narration and you have entered the memoir. So it isn't just my journey and my story, but it is also yours. I will read a few segments from it. This is the first beat from the first chapter, Color of Loss. I sit at this kitchen table in Los Angeles and take account. There is my childhood house becoming smoke. Friends scattered like storm-blown dandelion seeds. My mother tongue ripped blue from my throat. See the man I used to call husband sinking into the twin lungs of an ice beast. A love murdered by his own pallid hands. See vain shades of lovers who came and went. A homeland community in jail. My cousin's husband graying on the run. My school principal and his wife hanging from barrel ropes. That we choose the color of our loss, like a blue sash draped across mourner's back. That eyes follow blind toward the cobalt moon will slant us over and down crooked towards mud on our graves. چشم من آبی، روی من آبی، موی من آبی، خون من آبی، فکر من آبی، روح من آبی، آه من آبی، دست من آبی. Loss is a language we all speak well. A body moan that echoes between ribs, the downfall that becomes windfall. Sometimes love in a war-torn world is very difficult. People are kept from each other because of politics and hatred, things that should not be, that should have nothing to do with love. He wraps the bed sheet around his naked waist, goes to the window, lights a cigarette. He smells of things distant, lemon groves, almond blossoms and gunpowder. It is almost noon, and the sky has thrown its searchlight on his shaved head. A cool breeze investigates the scars on his back. A truck passes by, releases its city smells. He looks at me, says, Habibti, it's time to go. I drown deeper into the mattress. Someone turns on the radio next door. Our passports lie on the yellow formica table side by side. Two countries at war. This one is beat 2 from a section called Unblinking Eyes. And it's dedicated to my niece, who was one of the twins born to my sister. And she committed suicide at age, very young age, in her early 20s. And, you know, to speak of the dead and to remember the dead, I believe, is holy. So here it is. Niece, I remember when they cut your mother and pulled your sister out, then you, and how you cried and cried. You never wanted to be here right from the start. I open Mama's old prayer book, but the words billow like rain. I wish you had loved one thing enough to make you want to stay. The orange sunsets, your drooling dog, the fig tree in the backyard, your twin sister's mole, Cheerios in cold milk. washing your body now. 24 years of bones and flesh laid out tall and stiff on this hard table is the cruelest task. I stand here full of heartbeat. Touching you is like dipping hands in a cold sea. I soak a porous sponge in water scented with rose. Brush it against your neck, along your arms, those long, thin legs. There is a tampon still inside the string hanging out like the detonator of a bomb. Darkness bends over itself to devour what it will not hold. The boy you loved watched you cry, take a handful of pills, and said nothing. The journey of the book takes you up and down, inside and out. But it ends with gratitude. The tally is gratitude. Listen, nothing's too small for gratitude. A midnight touch, a healthy kick inside the womb, teeth in your mouth, this bowl of steaming rice. A woman at the village cafe watches her daughter sip tea from a cup round and smooth as her head, chemo bald, radiant under the morning sun. A man pitches his cardboard tent on the side of the road and pulls a discarded blue quilt up to his chin against the cold. Another hits a bump in his Tesla and says, "Shit," bouncing his children into toothy laughter. The woman will take her daughter home, will kiss her cheeks, still warm. Say it, gratitude. The cotton sheets, roof, your breath, crinkled paper napkin on which I write, and this cheap pen on its last stretch of ink. Thank you, and it's been a pleasure to be with you. Have a beautiful day.
Alright, wonderful. I hope itu bisa jadi semacam mantik kali ya untuk sore hari ini, dan biasanya kita di Unmask nyetikan jari ya. Good performances, and I think we can do.
Sorry, Opi, I still can't hear you.
Still
I
can't
don't know
hear
why.
me?
Is it me?
No, aku bisa dengar Upi. I can hear him. Just mungkin suaranya kecil aja.
Can you hear me better now?
Can you
Deketan ya.
try that again? Opi, sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're just very soft spoken, I guess.
Voice speaking, but yeah, in that case, I think we can hope that that would be an inspiration for this afternoon. Mudah-mudahan jadi mantik buat kita semua, dan kita bisa langsung masuk ya ke pembaca pertama. Mungkin Mbak Putri atau Ayu mau introduce the first reader.
Who will read first? I don't know. Surprise.
The first reader will be one of also pembaca yang sudah publishing her book recently. Jadi sama kayak Shole Wolpe, poet ini juga sudah sukses ya meluncurkan salah satu bukunya di salah satu publisher ternama di Indonesia. Let's welcome all the way from Depok, Firdita Taufik. Go ahead.
Hi all, salam kenal. Thank you for the introduction, Kak Upi. My name is Firnita, for those yang baru pertama kali ketemu nih secara virtual. And today I will read a poem titled My Eyes Meet the Moon. My eyes meet the moon tonight. He is looking at me like an old friend. I feel embarrassed for not remembering him because I forget when was the last time I think about him. Tonight he's a little bit orange, and I hope he is well. Perhaps he's well, because he still shines the way I recall. But still, I feel awful for not looking up. My head has been drowning in gloom. It forgets about the dangling bloom, a light, the refraction of the star, a mighty friend, the almighty being behind all that shine and everything else. My eyes shy away from his ray as I whisper to myself, I pray, I hope he still remembers me. It's never him who doesn't see me. It's me who barely looks back. Thank you.
Thank you, Vernita. That was wonderful. Yeah. Okay, shall we call? Yeah.
Who's the second reader? I think I got it.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Got it. Oh, our very own Ruby Astari.
Hey guys, my name is Ruby Astari. I just got back from my last class of the day. I was working Saturday. So without further ado, I'm just gonna read my poem called To the Owner of All Hearts, which was written especially for this event. To the owners of all hearts. Have I been stuck in my deep dark slumber? Still, my conscience is frayed by their distant calls of prayer. Wake me up, let me not sleep without, though I sometimes still find myself awake in a haze, lost in a search for your grace. Have I been fooled by my own mispriorities, my personal choices based on my personal anguish? They all explode like an angry child, demanding that you fix this injustice. Why did you let them win? Why did you let them get away with everything? They say being too kind is a weakness. It's better to be quick and smart nowadays. Have I loved those I'm not supposed to? Or have I just done my best? These days, I'm preparing for more farewells and swift, silent departures, especially since heartbreakers won't leave closures. We're all bound to be our own cure. Have I been my own sleeping satellite, floating solo in the universe, an insignificant blob in outer space? I've been guarding the heart you've given me, but I'm still such a lazy amateur. I keep falling asleep that I let the ghosts in. These bolts and locks mean nothing. To the owner of all hearts, am I too late to be saved? I know I've been more than a folly to have let such wicked bullies hurt me. I hope you'll still grant me just one more opportunity to spare me this worldly agony. even though I know I may not deserve your mercy. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby.
Amen, Ruby.
That's very deep, Ruby. Thank you for
I
always
like
sharing your words with us. Yeah.
I like the being too kind is a weakness. I hope it's not.
It's
It
not. It's
shouldn't
never.
be. No, it shouldn't be. And that's a beautiful reminder that it shouldn't be.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks,
Okay,
Ruby.
next up is one of Unmasked founders.
It's so fast, like till my name gets called. I asked for it to be the
Hi,
third. Yeah.
Rubita.
Yeah. Okay. Hi guys. Like the first two poets are really good, so I don't know how to top that. I haven't been writing so much. This one I'm not sure if it's a poem, but this is more like a reflection note. But my heart is beating fast. So I'm just like you guys, the readers now. Okay. Um, this piece is called What is Love? Whew. What is love beyond its pretty packages? Tied with ribbons, dressed in its corporate colors of pink and red. Targeted exclusively to us, the hungry, the lonely, and the needy, the ones with the eyes that can only find the lack in abundance, the joys and the light seekers, the ones with a thirst of adventures, the nomads, the swingers, the faithful and the swindlers, the ones who need something to worship, the pious, the rebels, the disbelievers. And I get angry every time you tell me that this search has no meaning. For love is only a bottomless illusion and we're never running out of it. Tell me, what is it that we've been fighting, killing, and dying for? Is it something less than a trial? What is love without romantic engineering? How did love ever survive? What if love doesn't need me or you or your parents or your lovers or your children or your pet or your any places, any time to be? What if love was never meant to be identified with our favorite memory or a body or a body and a mind of a person we love? What is love without poetry and roses? Without new beginning and breakups, without wedding vows and divorces, without infatuation and heartbreaks? What if love was the water in the stream? What if love was the trees that make up the forest? Was it the air that we breathe? What if love was so obvious, we're just so blind to see it? What if love was this true nature of the human's heart and the holy light of the divine, and there is no duality? What if love is just is? So that's from me. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Right. Wonderful eyes. This from a personal experience.
Yes.
Inspired by, I mean, the corporate part, because for
Oh yes, yeah. I'm not writing poetry. I'm a copywriter, and I just edited this poem to sound more like pensive instead of funny. It was meant to be hilarious, but I'm not feeling funny today. So.
It's a combination of those two things, right? So
Okay.
very SJBD, I love it. So thank you so much, for sharing that. It's really, really, and I really love the running chat as well about the nod to the early 90s with who that Hadaway, right? Love that song too. So love it. If you'd like to share thoughts on the poems as well, run the chat. Would love to hear that because it's fun. I mean, I think it's a feature that we don't have in person. Kalau langsung datang ke acara kan biasanya nggak ada running chat ya. Sekarang di Zoom, I think that's a massive opportunity. Jadi silahkan, I think seru banget. All right, so after Ayu, thank you so much, Ai. We're gonna move on to the next reader, which you have heard before speaking in this events. This person is a very strong defender and also supporter of poems in Indonesia, including some of the literature programs, right, Leo? So we're gonna welcome Leo Jill to read his original poem as well. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. And my heart is beating fast too. I haven't read any of my poetry for a long time, so thank you for the opportunity. If I'll read one poem, and if I have time, I'll read parts of a second poem that I'm writing right now. So the first one, just for a tiny bit of context, it's about one of my favorite rappers, American rappers. His name is MF Doom was his name, and he died in 2020. So this poem is called For Zev Love X, which is another name that he used. For Zev Love X, circa 1994. Notes have colors. I'm listening to your voice, and a dream of improvisation the mind loves. Against the front story. I listen again closer to your voice, echoing the turntable's questions in black and maroon hues. The 300-foot dragon is the city rising golden over the floating ashes of your songs. The deading of that stereotype. The interviewer makes a predictable parry, the right hook. If it had happened to me, he would have finished it. I kept it moving. The whole record was a puzzle, a hangman game. Your backstory is delicious. The stolen brother in bloody shards in the guilty trunk of the elm. Biography is prelude, but myth is everything else in the driftless valley. Ocean of our fathers. Some of it could happen to you. Some. The rest is asphalt. 2 votive candles hum. Lightning cracks on bodega concrete. Valid as the Ursuline convent spire to the falling man. 3 yellow plastic carnations sweat in a green 40-ounce bottle. An ant turns itself over and over, clutching at their stems. All right, that's the first one. And I'll read 5 very short sections of something that I'm writing right now called April, which is appropriate. It's April, and it's also National Poetry Month in America. So I'll read a few parts of this poem, April. Trepidation. In a single village, 30 suns rose. Water in the river shatters, moon red on the black water, black each arc in the river. The oxen turn in slow circles to the 5-tone scale, grinding beeswax into tapioca flour. Oh, mother, all the years together, now apart. Oh, mother, the years are pistols pushed back down into the stems. All the years inverted, sloughed off skin on rusted rail iron. Opaque whispers dawn slips through. Red ants pray as the copper-eyed night snake slips back down the bank into the river. This house is a pit of fire with a lake of ashes on the lawn. This house is a final tryst in the 17th floor shower in the afternoon. No kiss. This house is remembering a paper trail to heaven. This house is composing Kaddish blind. O mother, forsake history, this Dresden of dumbstruck sandstone windows and copper spires, tinsel catacombs, hours-old children, minefield memories, in a paradise of lost sources, in the world which will be, Osana. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Love that poem, Leo. It's a really huge nod towards many of the dark, very, very cool musicians as well, right, of the 90s and the rappers. And Leo is also a huge fan of vinyl, right? Vinyl records. If anyone has vinyl recommendation, especially in Jakarta, send it Leo's way. I think that we really appreciate it.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Indonesian vinyl, any vinyl.
Yeah, any vinyl, right? All right, cool. So now from Jakarta, we go all the way to the western part, yeah, of Indonesia, ya Mbak Putri, ya, Medan. So Miss Lizzie, the screen is yours and feel free to hit us off with your poem.
Hi everyone, pesan dari Medan. Kapan-kapan kesini makan durian ya. So this is one of the poem from my book titled I Broke My Heart So You Don't Have to. A lady should adorn the color of pink, or any color that showcases her purity. I love every shade darker than dawn, for it holds me closer to the universe's piety. A lady should bask in the warmth of the sun, so suspicion wouldn't be erased. Because only the moonlight doesn't blind us from the truth. A lady should smile because lively ones are always the loveliest and snarkiest, but with grace. I smile only when I know that I am in safe company, because only the crazy smiles in a purgatory. A lady should always be hopeful. Think about colorful little bows on little babies wrapped in a little lavender blanket. Thoughts of death calm me. It gives me more reason to live authentically, unapologetically me, Lizzie. There's a lady, then there's me. She is what I should embody, a dead soul trapped in a body of a lady. Thank you.
Thank you, Lizzie. Just want to present her book here. Oh, I'm on my background, yeah. Jadi fading in her book. I broke my heart.
Lisa, as soon as I heard the title, I was already like cringing. I broke my heart, so you know.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Who's next, Ayu?
Who's next ya? Wait, let me read the... Oh, ini kita ada performance dari Aditya, and then he'll be performing by video. Yes.
3. Halo semuanya, perkenalkan nama saya Aditya. Terima kasih banyak telah memberikan saya kesempatan untuk hadir di acara Of the Heart and the Holy yang bertepatan dengan acara ulang tahun Unmasked Poetry yang ke-7 dan bekerja sama dengan komunitas Baca.Rasa.Dengar dan juga US Embassy. Terima kasih juga saya ucapkan kepada Ega dari Baca.Rasa.Dengar yang telah mengajak saya secara pribadi untuk berpartisipasi di acara hari ini. Kali ini saya akan membacakan puisi saya yang berjudul Sinar yang Sirna, yang bertemakan tentang penciptaan alam semesta dan juga manusia pertama. Sinar yang Sirna. Sejarah bermula pada fajar di Suralaya. Ketiadaan berganti penciptaan. Dan Tuhan mencipta ibu bumi, dan Tuhan mencipta Rex Mundi. Peperangan keabadian, pencerahan melawan kegelapan, seni yang sungguh sani dan abadi. Dua entitas yang melingkupi segala sesuatu, bak kehidupan yang mengandung benih kematian. Dua entitas yang menyatu di muara. Pada suatu waktu dalam kelahiran, tragedi berganti bahaduri. Cahaya mencerahkan kegelapan, dan kegelapan tak mampu menahan. Dengan tarian hakikat, Kosmos mengumandangkan kemenangan, kegelapan berganti penciptaan. Inilah surga, Taman Eden dimahkotai kabut kuno yang lebih lembut dari sejuta cahaya arunika. Pancaran Tuhan memberkati semua atma, kepada langit biru cerah, kepada raksa bintang dan bulan merah, ke tiap helai rumput dan rambut, ke denyut tiap makhluk, melampaui batas tata surya, melingkupi seluruh cahaya. Kegelapan hilang dari ibu bumi, aurora dan bintang gemintang pameran ornamen nitya di langit tinggi. Tangan Tuhan gahara yang mencetak dunia dengan benih hara. Dan Tuhan berkata, jadilah terang, dan terang itu ada. Cahaya tak terbatas, tak kenal henti, menjalar, menjalin benang kehidupan, silih berganti, regenerasi, reinkarnasi, hidup dan mati. Nafas kehidupan pertama bertiup. Manusia pertama merentangkan kaki dan tangan ke seluruh penjuru mata angin, meluas hingga ke sudut terjauh kosmos, menguasai seluruh lapisan bumi, permadani tak terpermanai. Ialah Adam, dan Tuhan membelahnya, melahirkan kekasihnya yang bernama Hawa. Surga membuka hakikat kepada jiwa sepasang kekasih surga. Dikaruniai kuil langit tertinggi, cinta tak terperi, sepasang merpati berwarna murni, arungi Eden suci. Malaikat penjaga menjadi padika, kasturi, permaisuri tabah hati. Senandungkan nada lira dan syair-syair cinta, wahyu surgawi menjangkau puncak Sinai. Taman Eden penuh cahaya. Lalu datanglah makhluk buruk berbisa, ular neraka dengan nafsu dan muslihat terkutuk. Ia mengundang sepasang kekasih menuju pohon terlarang. Kedamaian berganti kekacauan. Pembangkangan pertama dalam sejarah umat manusia. Pembangkangan pertama terhadap titah sang pencipta. Pembangkangan pertama oleh sang pecinta. Adam dan Hawa mendekati pohon terlarang. Adam dan Hawa mendekati jurang. Buah huldi iblis membawa maut dan malapetaka, menanam kematian ke dalam setiap kehidupan, menoda cahaya kekalan dengan tinta kelam kefanaan. Sepasang pecinta terusir dari surganya sang pencipta, terusir dari surga dengan segala kemuliaannya. Dikawal makhluk-makhluk langit, malaikat-malaikat pemberontak dengan sayap-sayap patah mengepak menghadap jurang radang. Inilah surga yang sirna. Surat Adam kepada Tuhan. Sepasang kekasih tak henti bersenandung, nada-nada agape apologia. Lalu bertanya sang pecinta kepada sang pencipta, wahai sang pencipta yang maha kuasa, adakah salah bila aku berkata bahwa seluruh ciptaanmu adalah pemeran dari skenario agung karanganmu? Mengapa engkau titahkan takdir yang menuntunku atas kuasamu, memakan huldi yang membuat terasing dari Taman Eden yang suci? Bukankah atas kuasamu, Adam dan Hawa sepasang kasih surga membangkang hingga menjadi sepasang penguasa dunia hina? Mengapa tanganmu mempertemukan aku pada ular terkutuk yang kau berikan padanya racun yang memperdaya makhluk dari surga? Bukankah semua takdir terjadi atas kehendakmu? Mengapa surga yang indah seketika berganti surga yang sirna? Terima kasih.
Oke, itu tadi dari Aditya ya, yang puisi-puisinya syarat dengan pesan-pesan spiritual. Berikutnya, my favorite poet from Ambon, Emma, you ready?
Halo, kakak-kakak. Hi everyone, my name is Emma. I'm from Ambon. Ketemu lagi saya sama wajah-wajah terkasih dan paling hangat yang pernah bertemu sebelumnya. Puisi ini saya buat untuk orang-orang yang menemukan cintanya di ranjang. Epigraf. Aku ingin bangun dengan rambut berantakan dan sisa-sisa ciumanmu. Atau dengan aroma napas nasi setengah matang di antara bibirmu. Adakah peristiwa yang lebih mesra daripada kerumunan jemari di rongga-rongga rambutku? Ini badanku, sebelahnya badanmu. Keduanya cacing tanah meliuk-liuk di pucuk malam. Kuputuskan menonton pelipismu yang ngantuk itu menjadi ritual paling keramat. Aktivitas di segala pagi yang paling kuhormati adalah menjalari pergelangan tanganmu. Benar-benar sebuah keindahan kosmos. Kepada jendela yang terbuka beserta udara yang merambat di dinding, mari bekerja sama untuk jatuh cinta. Hatinya epigraf yang tak selesai-selesai ku parafrasa. Ambon 13 April 2022. Terima kasih.
Langsung auto baper. Bacain puisi langsung auto baper ya. Aduh.
Terima kasih Kak Ruby, Kak Bumi, Kayu, Kak Putri.
Jauh-jauh ya, selalu dari Ambon. Pernah datang offline juga Emma.
Ya, senang banget. Sebuah kehormatan
banget.
Ya, Kak.
Sudah ditaruh di Instagram ya? Aku udah pernah membaca.
Iya. Terima kasih banyak Mbak Put. Kehormatan banget bisa gabung di sini, Kak Kowi.
Puisinya Emma selalu take our breath away ya.
Tahu sih. One and only, my one and only.
Cacing meliuk kepanasan, cacing meliuk kepanasan.
Itu dia cacing. Cacing di jendela nih. I think that's gonna be my next favorite thing. Yes. Thank you so much.
Terima kasih. Ya, thank you so much.
Up next, yang sudah lama ditunggu-tunggu. Our fellow founder, Kowi.
Gimana Kowi?
What?
Udah di perpustakaan nih. Cepet ya gantiannya.
Gondrong, Kowi gondrong.
Yeah. Can you guys go back to me in 5 minutes or something? I need to prepare something first.
Film ready.
Definitely can. Boleh.
Oke.
Ya, kalau gitu kita ke next reader dulu deh. Someone who's also from a very beautiful place, a very beautiful island. I think we see this beautiful place in her background. So Kak Z, representing Billy. Yo, let's bring it, Kak Z. Silakan Kak.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Bisa.
Okay, thank you. Terima kasih teman-teman semua sudah mengundang saya ke acara ini. Nama aku Zelia, aku dari Dili, Timor Leste. Sudah join Baca.Rasa.Dengar dari tahun 2020. Hari ini senang sekali bisa ikut sesi yang spesial untuk hari ini dari Baca.Rasa.Dengar dan Unmasked Poetry. Sekali lagi happy birthday untuk Unmasked Poetry. Sukses selalu, semoga sukses selalu. Dan untuk puisi yang akan saya baca hari ini, so it's an English poem, a translated one. So I'm really happy to read this poem to all of you. So this poem titled To My Mother, Earth and Father Sky. I wrote this poem in April last year. Actually, it was a reflection, one of my reflection about the climate change situation and also the climate impact in my country, in Timor, and also in the world. and also relating it to the COVID situation. So this is like kind of a reflection from me towards the earth. So I hope we can all hear it out. To my mother earth and father sky. My mother is the earth, my father is the sky. Yet I am such an ungrateful child. Although the love of my parents has bestowed me an abundant wealth, hence I can grow up well. I have sucked out all my mother's flesh and inhaled up all my father's breath. I have repeatedly done this, yet they both remain merciful and always taking care of me every day. It is time for me to value and return the love to my mother and to my father. While they are now weeping, but I close my eyes and my ears instead. I am such a heartless child. Therefore, I would like to seek forgiveness from my mother and my father, and I would like to learn to love them with all my heart and being diligent to return them things that I can return. A time to breathe, a time to recover, a time to reforest, slowly but continuously. Daily, April 22nd, 2021. Thank you, everyone. So, hope you enjoy this fun.
Thank you, Z. Pas puisinya pas hari bumi ya kemarin, very thoughtful.
Oh ya ampun, aku sendiri lupa. Ya ampun. Oh pantesan Ega milih yang ini. Oke, thank you.
Oke nih, kita panggil aja pembaca selanjutnya ya. Dia yang satu ini juga adalah pendiri komunitas puisi di Bali. Ya, mari kita panggil Virginia. Virginia, where are you? Kalau di Bali, unspoken ya.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Do you hear the things in the background? Or is it good?
I don't mind it.
Okay.
Silahkan.
Okay. Thank you so much for unspoken and komunitas Baca.Dengar.Rasa, right? Baca.Rasa.Dengar.
Baca.Rasa.Dengar.
Okay. It's nice to see everyone again. Hello, hello. Temu kangen ya. So I'm going to read a poem that's not exactly new, but it's just been revised because, you know, sometimes you're never done with a poem. So it's a love poem. And, you know, when I meet a new person and going on a date, I'm one of those people who would ask, what is your sign? As in, like, you know, zodiac. And I'm a Pisces. And I wonder if anyone's here also a Pisces. So I'm a Pisces, or I don't really understand exactly what that means, but Google says that Pisceans, that's what we call ourselves, they are extremely emotional, lovers of love, hopelessly romantic, and maybe that's why I write poems. And they say, don't fall in love with poets because their words are just messy heart and glitter. But I say, fall in love with me because in between these pages of scribbles and stuttering and long pauses are soft lips who would kiss you in the full face of the moon, who would make you beam at night, even with the shadows on my back and even when I can't shine on my own. And for these trembling hands pulling up the blankets up to your neck, even when I ran out of things to say or to write. The poems technically aren't music, but when you hit the rhymes right, it's saxophone to my ear. Each note rippled through, the sound sending waves down to my stomach. And I pulled your hips so our lips can meet. And you birth a laugh, say my name like it's the most beautiful melody angels can sing with. Don't you hear God, Christ, hallelujah? Keep it saying his teeth in my ear. I vomited diaries entries. I would stretch my ribs out for you to walk in, but mind your step. Some of the hallways of my heart are left undusted. There's a reason demon stays in the shadows. I'm still afraid of the dark. I wonder if this is what skydiving feels like when you say you want to know more about me. And it hits my mind if the height of the jump isn't what people are scared of, but rather the 60 seconds before they make the jump. So allow me to fill it with dreams, with scoops of gelatos or tacos, or a conversation about my tattoos. Smoothies don't make good sailors. Yeah, I wear remnants of each storm I pass on my sleeves. I'm not saying I'm a motherfucking Zeus. I'm saying I don't do trust falls. So when I hand out my hand to show you a gallery of who I am, a gallery of who I was behind this door, I hope the green in your eyes won't lose its sparkle, although it may flicker and our hands get sweaty and boulders build up in our throats and anxiety makes our steps heavy and heavier. I'm saying I can come up with 1,000 metaphors and check our astrology sign compatibility. I'm still scared. But being scared with you make it less scary, I guess. So are you ready then? Thank you.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it when you said, you open the ribcage and then there's a step, but mind your step. Everybody can relate to that, Thank you, Virginia. It's very honest. Like, I love it, This is why we built this community, so we can hear poems like this. Right?
Yeah.
And how to read tattoos.
Yes.
Absolutely important.
It's kind of a move, yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Is that a new one? New one?
No, it's not a new one. It's already there. It's already succeed.
Berapa sukses rate-nya? Tell us. Success rate.
That could be another poem. That could be. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Virginia.
Guys, Chloe, are you ready
Yeah.
now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bapak Chloe.
Okay. You guys caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting to be called that early. Anyway, so this is an old one. Ini ditulisnya ketika masih jomblo ya. Sekarang udah punya buntut satu. Ketika masih punya, when I had a lot of free time on my hands, like going to a coffee shop and then just listening in your earphones and stuff like that. Tapi ini, this is one poem that I wrote while I was like sitting alone in a coffee shop and imagining things. Judulnya Suatu Sore di Kedai Kopi. Setiap sore aku selalu menyempatkan diri berkunjung ke kedai ini, karena untuk membunuh rasa sepi, ujung-ujungnya berlari ke kopi. Sehingga mungkin saja kamu memergokiku pada suatu sore dengan secangkir kopi hitam tanpa gula yang membuat gigiku menguning. Lalu kamu akan mengajakku bicara. Dan aku akan berpura-pura terkejut ketika kamu membuka mulut. Lalu aku akan mengajakmu makan malam, dan kamu akan berpura-pura terkejut ketika aku meminta tanganmu. Mungkin juga aku dan kamu tidak berpura-pura, sebab kita tidak pernah dipertemukan. Terima kasih.
Oh, oh, my reaction. Oh, ya.
Kau ini belum buka udah ngomongin kopi.
Biasanya sore-sore gini, kalau misalnya ngopi-ngopi kan jam 4, menghilangkan ngantuk, ya kan?
Injury time ya. Along with the theme of not being able to talk with somebody you want to talk as well. Same injury time, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Koei. That was beautiful. All right, mungkin we can move on to the next reader. We can have Rahfan Zani. I think we have.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so I would like to apologize in advance. I'm on my way to a booking right now, so I'm on the car and I don't feel presentable at the moment. So I write this poem like on the 10th of April. Technically, it doesn't have a title, but for the post, I just thought of the Legend of the Hateful. The same hands that created the stars and the moon are the same hands that created these amalgamations of past mistake, future accidents, and present regrets. He breathed soul to the soulless, yet forgot to craft mind. They were made from ivory, marbles, and diamonds. I was made from leftover scraps and broken parts. I don't need to pass around who's to blame, but I have to live with his oversight. Yet he can prance around telling the beautiful to be grateful while I was never enough in the eyes of his believers. So many sticks and stones come out from their mouths akin to a prayer to put down one of their own. Maybe I was just lesser. The most forgiving to most yet ruthless to others gave the toughest battle to his toughest soldiers. Yet still make me feel like an underpaid mercenary. Mouthful of blood, fist and a fistful of mud. Yet the faithful telling me to eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, in order to make me a mirror image of him, mountain ranges instead of one big hill. The extra parts he gave me was not a sign of his graciousness, instead as a sign of his greed. For he takes my happiness and confidence, my slow descent into madness is just an entertainment in his eyes, and pessimism on his gospel made me the devil. So forgive me when I demand for his apologies, for his confession on why he got lazy when he got to me. Thank you. That is all.
Thank you. Aksa kan ya? We know you as Aksa.
Yeah, most of you guys know me as Aksa.
You were on our open mic.
Yeah, a couple of
2
times.
years ago. Okay.
Was it Schmalentine? Was it?
No, the last one in at America, I got the Talk Whitman one.
Yeah. Walt
And
Whitman.
also and also the one in like I think Bargina was it the name?
Oh yeah. 2017, yeah. Yeah, that was like 3
That was
years ago.
IU's project for Virginia I.
Project. Right. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Aksa.
Welcome. Miss you guys though, like really.
Yeah, miss you guys too. Baiklah, kita akan membacakan nama selanjutnya. Kita ada Chandra Hayu.
Hi.
Aduh.
Wow, this is quite surprising. Kak Ayu, halo. Kita cuma beda satu huruf away, with and without an H. Sebenarnya aku pengen posting ini di feedsku, cuman aku follow-followan sama ibu. This is an explicit poem. So I don't think that is possible. Jadi aku uploadnya on the story instead. Teman-teman gitu. Anyways, happy birthday untuk teman-teman sih. Happy birthday. So ini aku belum punya judul sih. That's how I usually do my poem. So this is it. The sunset has passed. Late night hits. Painted in my skin are your touch, streamlining. tainted in my brain are our sin, exhilarating. You make my lips stain in ruin. The liquor you pour in my glass, the embrace you tighten in pedestrian, where people walk through and pass. The heavy breath while you took off my glasses. The sweat you draw in my canvas. I am not in my purple haze, but inside me, up here. Outside still, you move with your flare, seducing stare, heating up my flare. Entranced in my nerves are every and each other's stroke. I feel them in my bones. Turn me on, top me off. Rock me steady and slow, gradually reaching fortissimo. In you I trust to thrust me in until letting it all pass. Then secreted from the blood flow are the afterglow I can't hide. My cheeks are vibrant with color red, forehead rippling with sweat. Caffeine and ecstasy are what your touch tasted like. The room is full of aurum. The taste of yours dulcified more than a bottle of coffee. It was definitely divine, for you know how exactly to bring any delicacy. So I will leave the door and any other thing open, letting you lead me senselessly to heaven. Thank you. Can you guys hear me clearly, by the way?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chandra Hayu. Thank you for
Hello.
sharing your poems. Yes. Okay, I think it's bad signal over there. Ada barnya red gitu. Yeah.
It's a bit in and out for me too.
Yeah.
Earlier.
But we could hear you clearly though.
Good. Generally. Thanks, Hayu.
Okay.
Ya, terus Hayu hilang.
Ya. Biasa itu kalau online meeting suka begitu. Okay. You want to introduce the next poem? Poet? Yes.
Hello, siapa tuh tadi?
Oh, there she is. Okay, up next.
Very
we
slow. Okay.
We have Janice.
Hi, Janice.
Janice.
Hi semua. Wow, how cool to be online with you guys again. So I'm going to share a poem that I wrote for this, and I was actually still tweaking this morning, my time, because I'm in the UK at the moment. So it has no title. I started it on the 13th and then got distracted and went back to it yesterday and then went back to it this morning. So yeah, just going to share that with you. Okay, here we go. My personal ziyarah has taken many a turn and led me to many places. There have been times I felt like a puppet on a string, times when the wilderness seemed to span infinity, going around in circles, apparently my destiny. I have thought back to that 9-year-old girl who was so sure of what she believed. I remember the teen who felt one way on Sunday and another Monday to Friday. I hear the "I hate you" expelled from the lips of the adult me. I hear the same me mouthing daily from her lips the only prayer she could muster for a while: "Good morning, God." I have felt lost and found and lost again, the playlist of my life set on repeat. My 40 years is approaching. Will I reach the promised land? Or have I been living in it already and totally missed it? Vision blurred like the blind one at Bethsaida, lacking understanding like the two en route to Emmaus, unsure of myself, disbelieving of him. Should I be called the prodigal far from home? Entangled in the world's web, how will I break free? But first, maybe I should ask, do I want to be free? My only means to escape, to sacrifice some parts of me. Shedding scales like a butterfly, will I take my flight? Commencing my return to that familiar place, the place where I know the Holy One awaits. As I begin my descent, my heart pounds outside of my chest. Accepted or rejected, I know which I would choose. Yet I can see from a distance I will be welcomed. Exhale. Sudah pulang. Makasih.
Wow, very deep. Thank you so much, Janice, for sharing that. Personal ziarah is always something that we grapple with, I guess, especially in these themes. So thank you so much for sharing your personal paths and the journey that you took somewhere around that. It's really, really something we so important to hear. So thank you. All right. So next, I think we're gonna probably have a break where Baca.Rasa.Dengar is going to be having a bit of a quiz. But before that break, a very special reader, just to close the first session full of really, really wonderful readers. And that special reader is one of our founders, the very beautiful Mbak Putri Binangsari. Please go ahead.
Okay, unmute. Thank you. So this is a poem that I wrote 2 years ago for the commemoration of Majapahit Kingdom's 727th anniversary. So as a Balinese, we believe that we are descendants of the Majapahit people. So we're basically Javanese that moved to Bali in like 12th century, 13th century. So this is a poem I wrote about ancestral, which we also, as a Balinese, we believe as the holy people or the Holy Spirit. Through the woods, silvery slivers of moon light the paths, where branches are bent with yearning, as wild maja trees grow heavy, drenched with the first deluge of monsoon. In the shadow of a banyan soars a precipice of history and fantasy. Footsteps of warriors might have stopped, but the thumpings keep echoing, reverberating against imaginary walls from 7 centuries past. Ultimately, there comes a time when all faces look alike, all voices sound similar, and trees and lakes and hills appear to bear a common signature. It is then that time walks past its ancient friends, but do not recognize them, and hears their questions, but picks no meaning out of their words, no clarity out of scripts, on rontal palm or on stones. It is then that every desire ceases and a longing for an ancestral home begins. And I shall sit on the remains of temple steps, a silent descendant, lovelorn and lonely, never can be sure of my destiny.
Thank you, Mbak Putri. Yeah, so kita udah ada 3 founder udah baca, tinggal 1 lagi ya nanti ya, disimpan yang satunya ini. Yang baju merah disimpan.
Deg-degan baju merah deg-degan. Bacakan. Last. Malu-malu sama yang lain-lain. Everyone's really wonderful for that first session. So mungkin itu dulu kali ya untuk first sessionnya. Kita balikin dulu ke Iva dari Baca.Rasa.Dengar. Kita akan ada sedikit games dulu just to break the poetry session. Habis itu kita akan lanjutkan ke yang belum baca di sesi 2. Go ahead.
Oke, terima kasih Kak Upi, Kak Putri, dan Kayu. Wow, that was so beautiful. Terima kasih juga kepada teman-teman peserta, puisi-puisinya keren-kren sekali. Sebagai intermezzo aja, sebelum kita balik lagi ke poetry session di session kedua, saya ingin mengundang teman-teman semua untuk bermain dalam sebuah games kecil. Tunggu sebentar. Linknya sudah ada di chat box, silakan teman-teman bergabung di link yang ada di chat box. Nanti teman-teman, games ini terdiri dari 10 pertanyaan. 3 peserta dengan nilai tertinggi akan dapat hadiah menarik. Jadi kita mulai saja. Kita tunggu dulu teman-teman, sudah ada yang bergabung semua. Kita tunggu yang lain bergabung dulu ya. Totalnya ada berapa nih? Hadiah menarik saham Gotham. Bisa jadi. Oke, silakan yang belum masuk ke quizzes boleh masih ditungguin. Oke. Masih ada yang belum gabung atau totalnya ada 19 ya. Kita di sini partisipan ada 39. Wah, banyak banget nih yang belum gabung. Sekarang udah ada 20, sekitar 20-an ya. Yang belum gabung silakan bergabung di quizzes. Gak banyak kok, cuma 10 pertanyaan. Oke. Iya, ini berasa di kelas ya Kak Ruby ya. Oke. Baik, oke kalau gitu kita mulai aja ya, kita start aja. Yang lain kalau belum bisa gabung silakan bisa gabung di tengah-tengah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oke. Wow, cepat ya. Saingannya langsung baik. Oke, tadi oke. Ya good, oke. Ya bagus. Masih dikirim oleh dia. Oke, kaget bagus. Get bagus ya. Oke, Firnita menyusul. Betul sekali yang mungkin sekarang sebagian bagi Upi baik. Ini yang tadi 2 juga nggak salah. Oke, disalib lagi sama Kak Firly. Ada yang loncat ini Kak Bumi ini. Wah, oke disalib lagi. Oke, Kak Upi lagi. Tapi kalau gitu masih di atas ya, masih yang pertama ada yang bisa nyalip bagian bagi. Lihat tadi yang kembali lagi ke atas. Hai semua Kak Upi. Oke, kalau udah perginya ada Kak Upi. Baik. Oke. Yang pertama dan keduanya ada pertama ada kaget banget. Yang Kopi disusul sama Kayu. Oke. Ini ya, karena yang lain belum selesai, ini yang 1, 2, 3 pasti akan bisa saling menang. Cepat. Oke, ketukan Kak Firnita menyalip Kak Upi. dan Kak Firnita. Belum ada yang bisa menyusul. Ya. Oh, Kak Emma juga menyusul. Masih belum tergias kan 3 pemenang terbaik. Loncatnya tinggi juga ya, sampai di bawahnya. Oke, ini juga tinggi loh loncatnya. Satu lagi, barangkali ada yang bisa nyalip 3 pemenang. Mengakhiri kuis hari 3, 2, 1. Oke, tolong di end. Oke, pemenang kita ada yang ketiga ada Kak Firnita, kedua Kak Ayu dan Kaget. Oke, selamat kepada pemenang. Silakan menghubungi panitia ya melalui kolom chat dengan menyebutkan nama dan nomor HP-nya. Jadi nanti bisa kami kirimi voucher GoPay atau OVO. Jadi silakan chat di kolom chat. Baik, sekarang kita akan kembali menyaksikan penampilan-penampilan berikutnya yang pastinya tidak akan kalah keren dari yang sebelumnya. Tuh Kak Upi dan Kak Putri dan juga Kak Ayu, the screen is yours.
Halo, makasih Iva. Thank you. Gue menang, gue dapet juga ya. Gak penting banget pertanyaan gue ya. Oke lah.
Dapat kok Kak, tenang aja.
Gila, rezeki. Makasih ya teman-teman. Gue bener-bener tadi dari pertanyaan bawah tuh gue kalah gitu.
Kayak gak percaya diri ya, ternyata menang ya.
The bottom now we here. Enggak ya.
It's about how we end ya, Ayah, not how we start. It's always about the end.
How consistency. Daripada gue start preaching nih ya, jadi mending kita lanjut poetry-nya. Kita ada performance number 16 dari Galis Remina. Silakan Galis untuk maju ke screen.
Oke, suara aku terdengar. Halo. Oh, oke. Oke, selamat sore semuanya. Salam kenal. Nice to meet you all today. Thank you for inviting me, Ega. Salam kenal rekan-rekan dari Unmask. Saya Galis dan kawan-kawan Baca.Rasa.Dengar. Aku menulis puisi ini terinspirasi setelah membacakan buku untuk anakku, buku tentang Indians, tentang serigala, and then I read a book from Mohtar Bukhari about harimau. The title is Harimau. Okay, I will read my poem now. The title is Jaga Dua. Dalam diri bersemayam dua sisi terang dan gelap malam. Dalam hati bersenandung dua sisi dari dikandung. Dalam jiwa tergerak dua nafas beriak. Dalam raga terserak dua nadi bergolak. Dalam rupa mewujud dua, harimau atau serigala. Dalam harimau dia mengaum, aku raja segala kaum. Dalam serigala dia melolong, ada dan tiada penolong. Dalam setiap sisi, dirimu berbagi. Dalam setiap pilu, dirimu mengatur. Dalam wujud dua, siapa yang berkuasa? Apakah ego diri? Ataukah budi pekerti? Thank you.
Thank you, Galis.
Thank you.
Oke, nah untuk the next reader is from Unmask ya. Sudah tidak asing lagi yang disimpan tadi berbaju merah, red shirt. Apa sih bahasa Inggrisnya kalau yang merah jangan?
Untung baju merah ya, bukan kerudung merah ya. Kalau kerudung merah eaten by wolves. That was good.
Oke, Upi, Abdurrahman, teman-teman.
Yes, thank you so much. Senang banget bisa ngadain acara puisi lagi. Senang banget bisa ketemu sama semuanya. I hope that this poem will be quite nice. Just a bit of a trigger warning. It's going to be discussing about experiences that are not as nice gitu when it comes to growing up in a religious family. So hopefully that could be if anyone feels uncomfortable, we're more than happy to discuss about that as well after this, or you may refrain as well from listening to this. I wrote this today, but basically this is about fasting. Haven't had a title for this, but I hope you will enjoy it. So here goes. In my family, fasting is a silence imposed by fists coating your gums as they bleed, so that the hunger and voices is suppressed by violence, by norms that slap kafir or infidel before your name, so that you don't have the desire to drink in public even when you don't fast. It is imposed by impatience, by anger, even though that's not supposed to be what you show in Ramadan. Fasting is empathy to the poor, feeling how their souls blister and stomach holds hunger, but it is only as long as the sun glares. So maybe it is a prayer that is Zoroastrian to the sun gods, because by sunset, it is no longer empathy to the poor, but rather an FU to the poor, because banquets that are glorious and lots of food that are very excessive is eaten. Prayer in my family is an NFT whose investment secures you a property in the most ancient, sacred version of the metaverse, the Jannah. It is a transaction that you make just so that you're ensuring that any future prospects of staying under the Lord's garden is secured. And maybe sometimes a token is fungible or non-fungible, but you have to talk with the angels in order to make that transaction alive. In my family, we sit down with spirits in benches made of lights and stardust. We gather gravel where probably these benches are our graves. We count pennies that is busked from performances of spirituality in life, some stocks for the astral company, for every azan that is too loud, for every gay person head that we bash, for every different belief, and all of the houses of worships that we cancel, for every protests on the street, for every wages of wars and all of the violence that we say, because the more we perform, right, the more slaughter we do, the better we have a chance for our sons and daughters to become shareholders in what is divine. There is also the kind of spirits that performs a dance, and the dance constructs a temple, and the temple builds labyrinths, and the labyrinths are covered with walls, with prayer mats, with moss, and with confusion. And within that labyrinth, God is somewhere there. God is eaten. I want to find a spirit in that reflection. I want to find a spirit in a reflection that is different with that, a reflection that is about honesty, a reflection from the laughters that goes about without filters, the kind of truths that is probably not as much as an urban bustle, not as much as gloriously, blindingly bright mosques with gold and silver. Instead, something that is calm like the desert sand, something like a cave, like a familiar breeze on the side of the ocean, something that is about the familiarity and memories of beauty, like the weight of brown sugar that sediments underneath banana and biji salak, underneath
some sort of quiet prayers at the very corners of cities, probably forgotten because it's not one of the glitzier parts in which Buka Puasa Bareng is done with all the influencers. I hope I can find more spirituality over there because I would like that spirituality, something that is found in the smallest places. So at the end of this, some adagios, some little brown sonnets that are probably forgotten within scribbles of Arabic, some little truths that are probably too truncated in terms of how they're conveyed. But basically, it goes like this. Fasting is silence. Fasting lasts for daylight. Prayers can be violent. And the heart is a chaos. But beneath all that, I do wish that we can find spiritual love within the smallest places, within the most accessible parts of our true connection with other people, within the realest of smallest pieces of love and light and experiences that makes it more meaningful. And so that we don't forget that. It's just a little hope. Thank you so much for listening, everybody.
Thank you, Upi.
Ending really got me, Upi. That's awesome.
I remember you wrote something. So heaven, Jana is metaverse. That was bold. I was like, ooh, okay. I would like to imagine that. Could be a metaphor, Yeah.
Zuckerberg being who in that? Very interesting. Let's do that.
Yeah, we can actually create an open mic in metaverse, like once yeah,
Idea for next one,
Yeah. Who knows?
This is pre-marketing,
Pre-marketing. Okay.
Thanks, Amber.
Oke, selanjutnya kita ada Sarita Diang. Naon, Sarita?
Rita, there she is.
Hey, hello. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, I just want to give you a forewarning because this poem is not about heart or any love. It's about his story. So yeah, I'm not sure I want to read it because it doesn't suit the theme very well, So what do you think? Should I read it or not?
Well, read it. I mean, you signed up, so just go on full.
Yeah, but it's his story because if I read a lot this poem, then everyone doesn't really know about the history of this culture, so it doesn't really have any meaning. And yeah, nggak relatable aja gitu loh sama yang lain gitu. Soalnya the theme is also heart and love, and yeah, and I have no experience about love whatsoever. I don't have any relationship.
Do it.
That's my sibling right there in Netherlands, and yeah, they are very annoying. They're very annoying.
Yeah, just baca aja. So feel free. Your stage.
Okay. It may actually sound archaic and full of regret, but it's actually hopeful, and it's about the conciliation between two beliefs or faith, which in this case I wrote about, Norse paganism and English Christianity during the medieval era. And should I give you guys an little introduction about the poem?
I think you can just immediately read it, Sarita. That's okay.
Oh, okay. I can just read it. Okay, so it makes things easier. Okay, I'm just want to tell you a little bit about myself. Actually, I'm not at all a poet. I'm engineer graduate from Germany, and now I'm studying applied physics and math for my postgraduate degree in United Kingdom, but it's still remotely because of pandemic I cannot still go there. And mostly I write poem not about life, love, or relationship, but it's always about his story or philosophy or people's thoughts or my own experience, anything experience that I experienced in Germany, or the experience I had when I visited Nordic country. Yeah, this is one of them. This is about the reconciliation between the Norse paganism that I found when I visited Denmark and Norway, and also the Christianity that happened in Germany and England. So here goes. Song in secret, song of meat and well, song of spite and spirit, song in temple, temple of song, Uppsala. Song in blood of Jotun's neck, blood of song and perpetual farewell. Sudden, O song, fallen on me as a passing stravenger's chilly wind, naming me as the wind names absence, farewell. Shadow song, life tree song, whose hill is green and living, right walk in my glory begin. When the trees were leafless, lifeless, and ocean eyeless, I put my voice, O tenuous air, among the barren places, among even the void of frost, thinking, I know myself, I know the world. O fortifier, O hidden in the weeds, going green, a green concert, hollow green, land of Britons. O ship, your voyage is my dreams entire. Thy keel floats in, O possibility, O new God and new land. If I anchor as you, if I set my anchor here, if I can hum and sing through the necessary masterpiece, if I can respond to the loneliness of a Nazarene on cross and high one like Odin hanging on 9 nights, I will recognize turning this corner to be a museum, as Romans turned Egypt and Sahara a museum, that I am the drifter, O river, with his spear turned to his passionate from fire and ice. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Sarita.
Thank you.
Yeah, for a participant, maybe just be mindful. Yeah, you actually have 3 minutes, so just shoot with your poems. Do not ask like, oh, gue harus baca atau enggak. It's okay, just shoot it. But thank you.
Yeah, because soalnya poemnya ya tentang itu. Bingung. Nanti kalau sebenarnya banyak yang bingung soalnya.
It's okay. Thank you though. Thank you. Yeah. Mbak Putri mau introduce next poet?
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess where is she? Bumi, where are you? What? I've been looking forward to this.
This is the first time kali ya aku ditaruh di belakang. Biasanya teman-teman Anmas selalu iseng buat naruh aku di depan. Terus jadi dari tadi kayak udah siap-siap mau dipanggil di awal, terus kayak kok gue nggak dipanggil-panggil ya. Oke, ternyata ditaruh di belakang. So, halo Mbak Putri, halo Upi, halo Ayu, halo Kowi, Vernita, Ruby. This is nice to see familiar faces. 2 tahun ya? Gila, 2 tahun. Nulis apa selama 2 tahun, Bung? Nggak nulis apa-apa, nggak banyak. Tapi belajar banyak, dan waktu Mbak Putri waktu Mbak Putri ngepost soal Anmas, atau waktu Anmas ngepost soal acara, sebelum mendaftar aku ngecek notesku dulu, ada nggak puisi yang bisa gue baca, atau ada nggak notes yang belum jadi puisi dan bisa dibacakan gitu. Jadi aku akan membacakan 2 puisi pendek. Niatnya ini dijadikan satu puisi, tapi kayaknya nggak bisa. Mereka bukan saudara kandung, tetapi mereka sepertinya saudara sambung. So ya, aku suka apa yang dikatakan Soleh tadi di awal. Dia bilang kalau nggak salah dia bilang cinta adalah bahasa yang bisa dimengerti oleh semua orang. Tapi buatku ada satu kata, dan sebagai orang yang suka nulis puisi, sebagai tukang baca puisi, kayaknya ada satu hal yang menyatukan kita semua, rasa sakit. Dan rasa sakit akan membawa kita ke banyak jalan, ke banyak hal. Kita akan memaknainya dengan beragam cara. Tapi itu yang membuatnya indah, itu yang membuat hidup jadi bermakna sepertiku. Dan dua puisi ini berkaitan dengan itu, berkaitan dengan cinta, rasa sakit, dan pertanyaan. Mari kita mulai. Sebab jatuh dalam cinta. Pada jatuh, kita temui ruang-ruang gelap, tempat luka bersemayam diam-diam. Di balik pintu, sela antar lemari, kotak terkunci, foto di dalam dompet, arsip Instagram, DM Twitter. Pada jatuh, kita akui pesan-pesan penuh kenangan masih disimpan penuh harapan. Galeri foto kesayangan. Siapa tahu, suatu hari ia menoleh ke belakang, mengenali wajah familiar dan meminta balikan. Mimpi. Pada jatuh, kita mau tak mau perlu mengerti. Banyak luka hanya disimpan di balik pintu, di dalam kotak, di balik lemari, dikunci rapat, enggan dihadapi, menolak diobati. Sebab bertatap muka dengan luka merongrong kerapuhan diri, mengacak-ngacak pertahanan diri, seperti kapal di amuk badai ia bergoyang, limbung dihempas gelombang. Luka membuat kita manusia mau tak mau mengakui bahwa diri ini tak sebegitunya punya kuasa. Sebab jatuh penuh luka, namun saat jatuh cinta kita semua pura-pura tuli. Sebab jatuh tak membuat ia yang pergi datang kembali, yang terluka tetap terluka, yang mati tetap mati, tak hidup kembali dengan atau tanpa permintaan maaf. Sebab jatuh dalam cinta adalah pertanda. Sadar atau tidak, bersedia atau tidak, siap atau tidak, kotak Pandora baru saja dibuka. Jakarta beberapa minggu sebelum pandemi bentara bumi. Thank you. Dan membuka kotak Pandora adalah menemukan jalan kesepian. Sendirian. Ketika ribuan pertanyaan melayang bergantian. Ini dia puisi kedua. Kata kuncinya adalah terus berjalan. Mungkin. Dan sepertinya memang tidak pernah ada satu-satunya jalan di hadapan kita belantara gelap hutan rimba. Memulai langkah adalah berarti membuka setapakmu sendiri dengan parang di tangan dan sedikit keberanian. Mungkin. Dan ternyata memang akan selalu ada pertanyaan. Membuka setapakmu sendiri adalah membuka jalan masuk, temukan setepat-tepatnya jawaban. Mengikuti setapak lain adalah awal ketersesatan. Sebab tiap setapak dimulai dari pertanyaan. Dan tiap pertanyaan lahir dari tiap-tiap keunikan jiwa. Kata kuncinya adalah terus berjalan. Dalam kesendirian dengan sedikit keberanian. Jakarta 11 April 2022, Bentara Bumi. Thank you.
Thanks Bumi. That's
Sampai-sampai Mbak.
Thank you. I think it's a poem that I really need to hear right now. Okay, moving on. We still have a bit of time, yeah, guys. Let me call Jane Mariam. Hi, my Jane.
Unmute.
Yeah. But I could tell what you were saying.
Oh my God. Hi everyone. How are you? Salam kenal ya, Mbak Putri Minangsari Ega. Happy birthday also buat Anmas, Virginia, Ayu Mutia. I can see here familiar faces ya. Oh my God. Ya, say hello from Bali. Oke lah ya, aku langsung aja ya baca puisinya karena yang lain udah ngantri ya kan, Say. Oke. I am the other. You are about to experience another part of me. There must surely be a special spot here. Right here, exactly. A warm breeze of curse to fill the empty parts of me. I could light the whole world. From here, everything is possible. Does my existence upset you? You say there is no in between. If it is not halal, then it must be haram. Yes, I am the naked infidel singing with my own song. What do you want? Magic? You want to know how many scars I have? Where it begins that we inherit the same bread on the same planet. Unless you're born on Mars. I'm drowning in the name of God. Exactly what you mean. Enough said. Will I be less? You make me feel like I was a piece of dirt. Evil. I swear, to citizen of the world, I'm alive and free. I create my own heaven. My existence must dismiss fakery, whether with or without vagina, period. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, Mbak Jane.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, James. Wonderful.
Terima kasih.
Beautiful, beautiful. Baiklah, so thank you so much juga ya Mbak Jane for standing by, lo fabulous banget dari awal acara nih, so thank you so much. I think it's very inspiring for something we need to hear, ya. Alright, kalau gitu kita akan lanjut ke pembaca selanjutnya, which is someone who also we've heard before in this event. Tidak lain, tidak bukan adalah sang MC kenamaan, yaitu Iva. Silakan Iva. Yes.
Wow, mendengar puisi-puisi tadi jadi deg-degan ya. Wah, oke. Ini puisi saya tulis minggu kemarin setelah dihubungi oleh Kak Ega. Semoga berkenan. Judulnya Pulang. Aku ingin pulang. Menciummu tiap subuh usai. Melahirkan hari baru, mengubahku jadi telaga di halaman belakang. Aku burung yang sibuk mematahkan sayap-sayapnya. Ingatan adalah hukuman. Hidup adalah musuh, karena jarak antara ingin dan lengan dipisah laut yang buas dan dingin. Meletakkan pelukannya di bahu. Di kejauhan, kau tak henti menuliskan doa-doa ibu yang naik ke langit. Ingin aku terus membacamu. Demi abu yang kukumpulkan tiap hari membakar habis aku, dan tak kutemukan aku lagi dalam puisi. Jadi kata yang tak lagi memiliki hati. Susah payah kusebut namamu berulang-ulang dalam lelap raga jiwa yang tersesat, tenggelam dalam perkara-perkara yang tidak pernah selesai. Andai kau tak biarkan aku musnah sekali lagi, biarkan aku mengekal, mengharap kerindu, ke langit, menujumu setiap hari. Jakarta 2022. Wah, terima kasih semuanya.
Alright, makasih banyak Iva, puisinya dalam banget ya. Jadi thank you so much for reading it for us. Selanjutnya kita akan dengar juga puisi dari salah satu anggota BRD ya. Silakan Kang Get Bogi.
Oh, halo. Selamat sore. Ini nama asli, by the way. Maybe I'm the only one Get Bogi because if you type my name in Google, it's just me pop out. Jadi aku ditawari Ega karena temanya adalah spiritualism. Pada puasa pertama saat pandemi, aku punya project untuk diriku sendiri, yaitu setiap hari aku menulis satu puisi dengan aku kumpulin dalam antologi Ramadan Pilu. Karena itu Ramadan pertama ketika kita dalam pandemi. Ada di blog aku, ketik aja di Google ini, there's one of them will be my blog. Judulnya adalah Memenjara Setan atau Dipenjara Bersamanya. Suara-suara sering berteriak tentang penjara bagi setan-setan yang warawiri selama hidup. Suara-suara sering berteriak tentang setan yang bolak-balik mencoba goda-goda pikiran manusia. Suara-suara sering berteriak tentang manusia yang naik turun iman dan takwanya kepada Tuhan. Suara-suara sering berteriak tentang iman yang lama tak terdengar. Karena kalah saing dengan suara-suara yang sering berteriak. Penjara bagi setan adalah iman manusia itu sendiri. Kali ini kau memenjara setan atau dipenjara bersamanya. Bandung 13 Mei 2020, Gitu Hikmawan.
Oh, thank you banget nih, Bogi, karena memang bener banget ya. Kayaknya kalau bulan puasa tuh setan warawiri ya. Godaan tuh memang selalu muncul nih. Jadi aduh, thank you banget. That's a very, very important reminder nih. Khususnya untuk jam-jam ini di mana udah mau buka ya, untuk yang di Indonesia Barat nih terutama. Waduh, tantangan banyak. Jadi thank you so much for sharing that. Oke, kemudian kita akan masuk ke the next reader. Thank you so much nih udah staying with us ya dari awal. Indira.
Ini yang udah pakai background.
Udah backdropnya nih very dramatic.
Dari tadi sumpah. Sorry taruh kayak di ujung, tapi ini buat closing keren.
Yeah. Bentar. Mic check. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Okay. Ya, karena kalau nggak pakai background, it's a mess. Okay. So this is a short one. This is what I managed to pry out of my long lost sleeping, inner poet. So in relation to the theme, I asked a couple of my friends, what do you find sacred? And the answers basically inspired me to write this. Okay. Holy cow, holy smokes, sacred MacGuffin, we better start running. What is sacred? I asked the floor. Nothing is anymore. What makes something holy? Nowadays, someone's gluttony. If the promise of heaven no longer serves as incentive, and the threat of hell fails at being preventive, what is holy to the people long past the point of redemptive? As I observe with rapt attention, I gradually feel like a victim of system manipulation. I am questioning my veneration. Oh, I know. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Yes, nobody likes a jerk. But all this shoving of flawed, unsolicited advice makes me want to go berserk. Now, don't get me wrong. I will respect your beliefs and the things you learn from scripture. But sometimes You and I fail to see the bigger picture. Yet who am I to question your definition of sacredness? All I can do is look inside and figure out my own mess. I know I don't need the public reshare and recognition. I know I can live without the spotlight and the ovation. I know I'm not looking for finger snaps and gratification. And yet, I'm not gonna say no to adoration. Blessed be the people who do good, not because they think they should, but because they try to be the best as they could. I know blessed I am not. For with all my might, I do right, mostly under fear of losing sleep at night. Thank you very much and happy birthday, Unmasked Poetry. Thank you, Baca.Rasa.Dengar.
That was awesome. Okay, shall we continue? Who's next, Upi?
Yeah, I think we should continue. Thank you so much, Indira, and also the cinematic backdrop. Like you have to tell me tanda ya. Kayaknya kita bakal bisa pakai nih buat the next one. All right, the next reader. Kita punya dua lagi nih, by the way. So please stand by until the end. Kita akan invite Anna. Please go ahead, Anna.
Hai everyone, selamat sore. Hari ini aku akan membacakan puisi aku yang terinspirasi dari kisah yang aku alamin, dan aku menulis puisi ini dalam waktu 1 jam, dan mungkin aku bisa langsung baca. Judulnya Loving. Loving. They said loving someone isn't that hard. If that's so, why I still have a doubt? Either it is me, a person without a heart, or is it you, the person who tear me apart? They said love doesn't hurt. Then why is it I feel like a bird? Fly away freely, until shredded and fell into dirt. I tried, and I tried to forget you. But I couldn't forget what we've been through. Every time I close my eyes, all I see is you. Seems like forgetting you is the only thing that I can do. If that's so, what can I say? Should I stay? Or should I go away? This thing haunts me every single day. I just wish that there's a way. Thank you.
Thank you, Anastasia. Dipanggilnya Ana ya tadi. Nah, ini dia. This is like our last performance, and we're very glad that he's reading to close our event. Ini dari negara jiran, tetangga kita dari Malaysia, dari Kuala Lumpur, represent. Let's call Jamal Raslan.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
I think Pak Cik just.
Waalaikumsalam.
Bapak bola.
Dengar tak?
Bapak bola.
Everybody knows Jamal.
Yes, Bapak bola. Boleh dengar ke semua?
Boleh.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Pertamanya, terima kasih kerana sudi menyelitkan saya. I was following it on YouTube, and then macam boring message Ayu. Ayu, boleh tak macam nak menyelitkan nama dalam open mic? And then Ayu kata, we only have 15 minutes left. So fast forward, here I am. So it's really nice to see Ufi, Bentara, Bumi, really nice to see Putri, Ayu and all. I hope I will be there soon in Jakarta and maybe even Bali. Who knows? Anyway, this is a piece. It's a fairly new piece. It was written for publication. This is called Speech. 1. I grew up swallowing my father's words. I spoke with his lips. The Atlantic flooded my mouth through TV and cassettes. It rolled my R's until my tongue became a tsunami crashing into the back of my throat. I gasped for air every time after I say water. The T in the middle was a flap that pulled my voice back from the roof of my mouth to bury it at the bottom of my throat. 2. I grew up breathing my mother's songs. I sang in her tongue. The Sunda speaks through my voice like it smiles through my skin. It is the shore of my speech. All words find landing on her. She is welcome. She is my land. She is my mother. She is the land of my mother. She is my motherland. Her music is the tea unreleased, holding the Atlantic down to only splashes in my accent. 3. My father tells me I speak good English for a Malay. He doesn't speak for me. My mother thinks there is too much English in my Malay. I cannot sing with her. 4. Air, bahasa Melayu, kata nama. Maksudnya water, English. Air, English, noun. Maksudnya udara, bahasa Melayu. Speech leaves me breathless. 5. I am that tea, caught in the middle between two lands, between sunset and sunrise, flapping in winter and monsoon winds, yearning to trail my father's words while longing to be called by my mother's song, a voice unreleased, holding back against himself, wishing to belong. How do I speak with the world without losing my country? 6. Ditelan mati emak, diluah mati bapa. 7. Like my mother, my tongue cradles two meanings, two truths, a taste of two worlds that my mouth sometimes cannot hold. She remembers that pain and love can sometimes sound the same, but forgets that they can also taste the same. I choke when speaking. It leaves me breathless. Every time I speak, I learn a little more how the very thing keeping me alive can be also the very thing killing me. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Jamal.
Welcome.
Oh my God.
Bye.
Thanks so much, Jamal.
See you guys soon.
I'll see you next time.
I'll see you guys.
Definitely.
I'll see you at Bali soon. Inshallah.
Inshallah. All right. I think this is the end of the poetry session for now. Thank you so much, everyone. It's there's a lot of feelings karena memang udah lama banget kita nggak ketemu di acara puisi, and the poems read this afternoon was just incredible, from joy to pain to stories, things that are very personal, to love and companies. Yeah, and history, and Mbak Putri, and also Sarita, and everyone else in between. It's just, there's always so many layers and parts of the tapestry when it comes to poetry events. Jadinya, thank you so much for this. Mudah-mudahan nanti kita bisa ketemu di acara selanjutnya ya.
Yeah, and I just want to thank you for everyone in the Zoom. Yeah, we still have 31 people in the Zoom. 2 hours. Setelah mau buka puasa masih 31. You guys rock. You know, thank you for making this event, you know, happening in Baca.Rasa.Dengar, US Embassy. You know, we love you so much. We hope that we can see you offline, you know, face to face. Ya, online aja udah happy banget, gimana offline gitu ya. Ya, aduh, mantap lah.
Harus.
Looking forward to see you all in Bali.
Ya, Mbak Jen.
We will meet, Mbak Jen.
Bali opens lah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Terus,
Hey, are you? Is this the birthday edition for Unmasked?
It happens to be the birthday as well. So we're now entering year 7.
Remember
Yeah?
you came to our very first event?
Yeah, you were.
Yes, that's the thing.
Damn.
Yes, I was there at your first event, Jakarta.
Yes. So Jamal is our first guest poet in our event. Gitu. Terus ada Bumi juga, ya. Ada Kowi, and then, yeah, oh my God, it was in house tree house.
Treehouse.
Yeah, treehouse.
Udah nggak ada ya sekarang yang ada tetap ya.
Udah lama udah nggak ada.
So yeah.
I think this is so fated sebab I memang macam I nampak notice the poster for this earlier this week. Kemudian I buka YouTube and then keluar dalam feed. So I'm macam okay, let's watch this.
It's the
And then
universe.
macam, oh my god, this is like the birthday, and I was there for the first performance, first show kan. Macam wow. Oh.
It is meant to be. It's
Ya,
meant to
itulah
be.
dia macam sikit.
The heart and the holy kan, of the heart and the holy.
Ya,
It allows us
betul.
to be here.
Jiwa saya masih ada di sana, jangan risau.
And so all of our souls get together then, I think. I mean, mudah-mudahan we will see everybody in the next opportunity, and in the meantime, thank you so much. Balik ke Ina dan Iva dari BRD untuk the official closing, dan sebagai ini aja, we also have a survey from Baca.Rasa.Dengar. Kalau acaranya, feel free to also fill out the survey just so that we can definitely improve the offline, online events for upcoming opportunities. Thank you so much, everyone. Signing out.
Thank you, terima kasih banyak Kak Upi, Kak Putri, Kak Ayu. Terima kasih kepada seluruh teman-teman yang sudah baca puisi hari ini dan yang sudah mendengarkan kami baca puisi. Puisi-puisinya sangat menyentuh dan sangat indah. Selamat ulang tahun Unmasked Poetry yang ke-7, semoga panjang umur. Sebelum mengakhiri acara kita hari ini, saya ingin mengajak teman-teman semua untuk berefleksi sejenak melalui pertanyaan-pertanyaan. Nanti kita akan men-share, kita akan membagikan layar terlebih dahulu. Linknya boleh teman-teman klik atau bisa scan QR kodenya yang ada di layar saya ini. Silakan di-scan. Atau bisa juga klik linknya ada di chat box untuk kita berefleksi bersama. Baik, kita mulai saja ya. Pertanyaan yang pertama, siapakah penyair favoritmu? Who is your favorite poet? Oh, saya juga penasaran nih, keren-keren banget. Oh, Emma, wow, wow. I love Emma too. That was beautiful. Oke, ada lagi? Who is your favorite poet? Siapa penyair favoritmu? Boleh tolong bagi di sini. Oh, Pablo Neruda, Kak Upi, Kak Upi dan fans, Emily Dickinson, semuanya. Oh, semuanya yang hadir ada di sini. Bentara Bumi juga. Wow, aku juga ngefans. Aku pernah nonton Kak Bumi baca puisi di YouTube. Susah pilihnya, bagus-bagus. Oh, ada Virginia juga. Oke. Mostly Kak Emma banyak nih fansnya di sini nih. Oke, belum ada lagi nih penyairnya. Oke, semuanya. Kak Upi, oke, Kak Upi nambah fansnya nih, Kak Upi. Oke, Kak Bumi, Mr. Upi, baik. Kak Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou, oke. Alright, what? So far, favoritnya Kak Upi ya. Hari ini Kak Upi sangat bersinar. Oke, I think that's all. Berapa lagi? Oke. Pertanyaan selanjutnya, format menulis membaca puisi yang paling kamu sukai saat ini. The format of poetry writing or reading that currently like the most is pen and paper. Oke, masih banyak yang suka menulis dengan pena dan kertas ya. Instagram caption also favorite format. Blog, Instagram Reels. Oh, interesting. Instagram Reels. Blog. Oh, masih banyak yang aktif menulis di blog ya. Instagram caption. Wow. Most of pen and papers. Tapi emang yang tradisional mungkin jadi pen and paper ini lebih apa ya? Lebih kena kali ya karena nulis gitu. Bisa disentuh. Pen and paper others? Oh, nggak ada others. Oke, jadi yang paling favorit masih pen and paper, yang kedua Instagram caption, kemudian blog dan Instagram reels. Oke. Oh, Kak Ruby IG-nya isinya puisi semua. Oke, bisa di-follow tuh Instagramnya Kak Ruby ada di chat box. Yang ketiga, pertanyaan ketiga, apa makna spiritualitas bagimu dan bagaimana cara kamu mengekspresikan spiritualitasmu? What does spirituality means to you and how do you express your spirituality? How? Wow, oke. Kira-kira bagaimana cara kita mengekspresikan spiritualitas kita di sini? Saya juga jadi penasaran. Kindness. Kindness. Oke. Sadar akan diri yang sejati dengan berdoa. Wow. An inward journey, awareness of how there's no right or wrong. Wow, spiritualitas adalah ketenangan dan keseimbangan, cara mengekspresikan dengan yang paling klise adalah dengan tidur. Baik, sadar diri dan bersyukur. Spiritual means being true to your spirit and doing as best as you could. Agree. Questions that continues to get me curious to find its answer. Agree. Wow. Okay, beragam ya. Oh, there's 5 news. Oh, 7. Spiritual is part of the way of life subjective by praying, meditating, and dancing. Sepertinya kita tahu. Sepertinya kita tahu siapa yang menulis itu. Having lots of wine, bath, being grateful, smile, meditate, and means self, mind, body. Rumination. Your self-awakening and acceptance with reality as well as maintaining peace within. Wah, menarik. Banyak sekali cara ya untuk mengekspresikan spiritualitas kita dan maknanya pun pasti berbeda-beda bagi beda orang, beda makna. Oke, this is the last questions, I think. Oke, kayaknya ini pertanyaan terakhir ya. Ada lagi? Tidak. Sepertinya tidak ada. Terakhir ya? Oke, terima kasih banyak teman-teman. Jangan lupa kita juga ada feedback form. So, mohon diisi karena feedback form itu sangat berarti untuk kami untuk jadi kita juga bisa memperbaiki dan tahu apa yang bisa ditingkatkan di event-event selanjutnya yang ada tahun ini atau tahun depan. Oke, terima kasih sekali jawabnya. Rasa kita sudah tiba di penghujung acara. Saya ingin berterima kasih kepada seluruh peserta sekali lagi yang sudah berpartisipasi dalam acara kita siang ini, Of the Heart and Holy. Acara ini dipersembahkan oleh Klub Buku dan Komunitas Baca.Rasa.Dengar dan Unmasked Poetry, serta didukung oleh Kedutaan Besar Amerika Serikat. Sebelum kita tutup acara ini, saya ingin mengajak teman-teman semua nih untuk menyalakan kamera, kita foto lagi. Please turn on your camera so we can take pictures together once more. Come on, let's take a picture together. Please turn on your camera.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, there are 2 screens, so I will take both of the pictures. 1, 2, 3. One more time for the first screen. 1, 2, 3. Now for the second screen. 1, 2, 3. Another one for the second screen. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you very much. Back to you, Iva.
Terima kasih, Kak Ina. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for your wonderful performances. Terima kasih banyak kepada peserta, Upi, Putri, Ayu, dan Unmasked Poetry. Semoga akan banyak ada event selanjutnya serta kepada teman-teman yang sudah hadir. Semoga acara ini dapat memberikan manfaat bagi kita semua. Bagi teman-teman yang ingin mengetahui lebih lanjut tentang kegiatan-kegiatan komunitas Baca Rasa Dengar berikutnya, silakan follow Instagram kami di @Baca.Rasa.Dengar. Besok Baca Rasa Dengar dan komunitas We Are Sisters mengadakan diskusi buku nih tentang buku perempuan di titik nol. Acaranya akan diadakan pada pukul 10 pagi, weekend, hari Minggu 10 pagi ya guys. Jumlah pesertanya tuh sangat terbatas, jadi bagi teman-teman yang berminat, silakan segera daftar. Saya berharap kita semua senantiasa diberikan kesehatan, dan mari kita ikut andil dalam pemutusan rantai penyebaran COVID-19. Jangan keluar dari rumah jika tidak terpaksa, walaupun sekarang kita sudah normal ya, kita balik normal lagi, tapi tetap hati-hati, selalu pakai masker, jaga jarak, dan cuci tangan. Saya Iva dan tim yang bertugas undur diri. Sampai jumpa dan sehat selalu. Thank you for joining us today. Stay healthy, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
See you next time. Bye.
See you next time.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Happy birthday, Anmas.
Happy
Thanks, Ruth.
birthday, Anmas.
Happy birthday, Anmas.
Thank you.
Miss you
Kayla.
guys.
See you.
Thank you.